I wasn't really looking at the screen, because I was like cleaning off one of my keycaps real quick, because I just saw a little bit of gunk on that. Yeah, that's nasty, I know. Why did I start with 2 items? Did I have Eden's Blessing last run? I don't remember having Eden's Blessing. Well, I guess I'm starting an Eden run with 2 passives. Cool. One of them is Eden's Blessing, so it's a weird chain just getting paid forward constantly. Sure. I just wanted to have like a little bit of dopamine today, right? I wanted like an immediate dopamine injection, so I was like, let's just play Eden. Because Eden is like it's the dopamine of gambling combined with the dopamine of getting a good item. As long as you hold R. That being said, I didn't have to. This was the first run of the day. I just booted up the game mere seconds ago. So, yeah. I'm not gonna complain. I like having 5 extra keys, by the way, from Sharp Key as well. It's pretty cool, right? Can Sharp Key open secret rooms? They open doors. So, you know, there's reason to believe that maybe they can? Wait, enemies killed with it have a chance. Okay, they only have a chance? That's stupid. I don't want glass cannon. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. That's not happening. God, what a horrific room. Let's bunch up all the flies in one place so that I can use a sharp key on them. Boom, look at that. Okay, no, that does actually kind of work, huh? Holy crap. I blew up everyone. I didn't get any keys back, but I think that was still a worthwhile use of them because holy crap. Not only did I get a bunch of consumables out of it, it actually made the room so much easier. So that was absolutely worth it. Anyway, hope you're having a good day. I can't believe I haven't even talked. I can't believe I haven't even set the line yet. Say the line, Cerny Jack. People still care about soy jacks, or has that become like a niche thing again? Is it like is it problematic? Soy jacks problematic? Are they considered like a hate symbol now? This shit is always shit. I always gotta keep up to date with that. I'm just like, as much as I like to say I'm not online enough for that, and I'm not, even though I spend a lot of time on my PC, I'm not that online, right? I don't keep up with quote-unquote the discourse. I just kind of vibe. I just play video games and like chill and watch YouTube videos and, you know, talk about whatever's going through my head whenever I record these one at a time in an evening or something like that. That's it, man. That's it. I'm like so disconnected from all that's going on in the world and shit. I was tempted to use a sharp key here because it pierces, but then I realized I probably shouldn't. I also got hit because of it, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I'm so disconnected from all that's going on in the world, right? Some people will call that a privilege, not having to care about shit going on in the world. Sure, you can call it that, I guess, but that ain't gonna change the fact that I still will just like choose to disconnect myself from a lot of the shit that's going on in the world if I have no impact on it, right? Guess what? It's a cheat code to happiness. We're getting too real. We're getting too real. I'm talking about too real stuff in the first 5 minutes of the run. Come on, I can't do that. It's too damn real. We're here for the good vibes. I'm always here for the good vibes. Even when I'm doing real talk, I'm here for the good vibes. I want to have fun. So let's see where we can take it, right? Where the fun is gonna be. I need you guys to die. Thank you very much. I didn't talk about the fact that this Eden run is actually just a good start in general. It's got good stats and all that. It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, part of the good stats is probably from the fact that I have Eden's Blessing, which gave me a good tier rate, but hey, that's besides the point, okay? Let's not twist the truth here. D1 hundo. I'm tempted. I won't lie. I'm so tempted, but I don't want to lose the Eden's Blessing. Because it's cool, and I'll get an item tomorrow. I don't want to lose it. That being said, it's not like Mom's Eye would have been all that more exciting, so let's go, dude. Who is it gonna be? Wormwood. Well, I got bombs for days, so he's in for a bad time, dude. His ass is blowing up, whether he likes it or not, and whether he wants to pretend that he knows nobody or not. He will have to, unfortunately, eat the bomb. Just like we, in the future, will be forced to eat the bug and live in the pod. He is forced to eat the bomb. Right, I've got so much HP I should check in here. Oh god, it's not even worth anything, bro. This is trash. A trash deal. I shouldn't have come in here. I got a bomb for my troubles, I guess. Like, Sack Alter is aight, but I don't have any familiars. So, what's the point? I don't think the swarm flies are gonna do anything. Now, let's see if perhaps the Dross 2 wants to be a little bit nicer to me. Jesus Christ, that guy had like a fucking vengeance on me. He had my phone number. Bro was calling and I was not picking up the phone, so he just came running at my door. I was not interested in what he's selling. Okay, to be fair, I should have moved there, but I just assumed that there was no way he was gonna hit me. Well, this is a huge thing. That golden battery on this floor, if I can get something that I can actually abuse with that, aka an item that actually uses charges, aka not the sharp key, we are in for a great thing, potentially. Because I can get infinite charges if I touch the white fire. I gotta see if I can actually get an active item that matters with. If not, then this is a huge waste of an opportunity. But so be it sometimes, right? Fuck it, let's just use this right now. Double my keys. Please. It's an item I can actually use the battery with, so... Is it gonna be impactful? Hell nah. But it is an item that I can use the battery with. Technically. I can grab a new charge every time before I enter a room, and then basically just amass a shit ton of bones. Which is cool. Is it worth anything? That's up for debate, really. Anything cool in here? Eraser, I guess. Doesn't work with a golden bat, unfortunately, so... Marbles! I don't have any trinkets yet, and maybe these are good. Debatably. Good is subjective here. I'll take dice bag, I guess. Kind of an annoying item sometimes, but perhaps could come in useful. Maybe under certain specific circumstances, perhaps it could be interesting. It's not going to be as annoying. Like on some characters where you have like an active item down in the bottom right, a pocket active, it's a bit annoying. Getting a D6 in this room is truly hilarious. But because as right now I don't have a pocket active item, I don't have to really worry about it too much. I can just afford to have the dice bag instead. A D8. Screw it. Oh, it's so good. Okay, well the range sucks, but yeah, the damage multiplier got better, and I'm happy about that. I just need a range up now, and I'll be sitting fucking pretty, man. If I can get myself one of those. Oh boy. Let's do this. I need a key, actually. Oh, whatever. A D100. Okay. Fuck it. Fine. There you go. Are you happy now? My tier rate is terrible, but that's because I got Haemolacria. And the Eden's Blessing stayed, actually. That's lucky. Okay. Yeah, this was an upgrade, alright. God damn. That was quite the upgrade. I am very happy with this outcome. My tier rate being as shit as it is, who cares, man? I got Hemo, so every shot actually, like, is cracked. A D6 in here. You... Dice bag is really taunting me right now with a lot of these plays, I gotta say. It is really trying to mess with my head. But I'll persevere. Stars card me. A D4. Nope. Not gonna do that, but that's fine, because I wasn't gonna reroll it anyway. Oh, now you're giving me a D6? Oh, now you're giving me the D6? Now when I don't need it? Oh, you're giving me a D4? Why would the game do this to me? It's all the games doing. Why would Edmund do this to me? I find it interesting how the swarm flies are still sticking around, despite the fact that I don't have the swarm anymore. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's nice. Should have come in here first, evidently, but hey, how was I gonna know, right? How was I gonna know? Secret room just felt right to be here. D12. What the fuck's the D12 do again? Obstacles in the room. Sure. Got some fires that I can shoot that will maybe give me a coin, I suppose. It's better than nothing. Like, I love how the Haemolacria tears are sticking so high up when they get stuck to an enemy. Look at that. Like, it's floating up in the air. It's so funny. Why are they like that? Why are they doing it like that, you know? It's pretty funky. D7? What's that one do? Restarts the room. Right, okay. Extra room awards, I guess. It's really a testament to how bad some of the dice in this game are that I never remember what they do. The only dice I can remember what they do are D6 and obviously ED6, which is the same. D100 is just all dice. D4 is D8 and D20. The other ones I never know. I can never remember which one does what. Like I never remember what the D7, the D10, and the D12 do. They might as well not exist. The D1 I know as well, I guess. Okay, turns out I actually know like half of them. So me being disparaging only really works partially. You know, I feel like I should have a way better tier rate than I have right now. I think part of it really is like I got a bad D8 modifier on top of the low tier rate you get out of Haemolacria. So I'm gonna need something massive to really offset that. A D8. Well, or a D8. That can also do the job, I suppose. Who knows, maybe I'll get like a build where I don't even want to shoot that much, right? They have like a ton of micro tiers stuck in them. What the hell's going on? It's like an infinite chain reaction. And every time they blow up, they just kind of all die. That's funny as hell. That's so cool, what the hell? It's just an infinite chain reaction. Because the Hemo tiers keep splitting and then they keep getting stuck. That's so cool, he's got like a bunch of pimples on him. They keep homing in on him as well. Poor guy. Really wasn't built for this. It's infinite. He's actually just got an infinite, like, infectious disease that's not gonna go away. Poor guy, man. He didn't deserve that. What do we got in here? Holy Grail or the body? I'd rather take Holy Grail, I'll be honest. The flight is probably pretty damn nasty. I also chose not to use the D8. Perhaps a terrible choice. Perhaps. Anyway. Second angel. Oh, you fool! You absolute buffoon! You're stuck on the fire! I might as well do the challenge room. Not like I'm gonna get a charge out of it, but just cuz. Most like maybe I'm gonna get a cool dice, but sorry, a cool die. Look, I don't use the word dice or die correctly. Ever. I pretty much just use dice for both the singular and the plural. It's a stupid word. Who came up with that? Why is it called a die in singular and dice in plural? I understand that, like, some words in English, like 99% of words in English are just, here's a singular version, and then the plural version of it is the same word but with an S at the end. Now I understand that dice is kind of like dies, kind of, but, you know, that which what it would be if die were the plural. But, like, you know, I understand why that maybe, like, linguistically evolved as the language evolved or whatever. I understand, okay? I'm just posing a question to have something to spin off of into a conversation. Anyway, like, how come some words don't have a plural? Sheep, fish. Like, what's the deal with that? How come some words have, like, a plural that's the same as the singular version of the noun? Who came up with that shit? Were they just lazy? Were they just too lazy? A D6. Well. Oh, that's so good. Sorry, Dono Machine, but you have to suffer today. I am very much happy to get the black candle here. Chalky milk. Well, that could offset my whole tears issue. They're gonna be tiny, but now my tear rate doesn't matter as much, so that's cool, I guess. See how much damage they're gonna do. Not much. They're not doing much, and the charge rate is terrifically slow, but hey, maybe a man can dream, okay? But yeah, this is the same thing again. They just get infinitely stuck with it, so as soon as I do anything, yeah, they're done, dude. As soon as I blow up any segments, they're done for. They're cooked. Please don't screw me. That's amazing. That's incredible. A range down is, like, who cares, dude? Tears down, doesn't even do anything. Speed down, that does something. Is my tear rate so low that a tears down pill doesn't affect it, really? Or is the modifier so low that it doesn't affect it? I guess the modifier would be the thing that would affect it, right? That's crazy. Here's a curious question. I'm sure the answer is probably yes. But did any of y'all ever, especially like in the lower years in school, the lower grades, you know, like elementary school and stuff, you played like games in class sometimes, right? Like maybe it was like a substitute teacher lesson, or like there was just nothing going on, end of the year, you know. Something like that. You'd sometimes play games in school, and like it'd be like the same stuff all the time, right? You'd play maybe Hangman, or I don't know, the teacher hands out some crosswords or something like that. Like, and then like some class games, one that I remember vividly we would do sometimes was 7-Up. In case you're unfamiliar with what 7-Up is, because you're a Zoomer that you know, never got to have that social interaction because you I don't know, your school time got fucked over by COVID or something. 7-Up. Everybody puts their faces down on the desk, eyes closed, obviously, and puts a thumb out on, like, just with one of their arms. And then some chosen students, or, well, players, go around. They just walk around and they, well, tap somebody's thumb, one person each, and then they stand at the front of the class. And then everybody opens their eyes, and the people who had their thumbs put down get up, and they have to figure out who it was that tapped their thumb. And if they get it right, they get to then change places and be in front of the class and, you know, tap thumbs themselves. Now, it's a pretty harmless game. There's nothing special about it. This is not going to be some sort of crazy story. But the interesting thing is, even though I was never really much of a cheater in terms of games, especially when it comes to, you know, quote-unquote competitions that are against other people, back in the day, or even nowadays, back in the day, as a kid, I would always cheat during 7-Up. Because think of it like this. If you're playing 7-Up legitimately, you basically have no way of knowing who tapped your thumb. It's by complete random guesswork that you figure out who it was, right? So if there's like 5 people at the front of the class, you have a 1 in 5 chance of guessing correctly. So what I would do is I would just like sit back a little bit further and only put my forehead on the table so that my eyes were actually looking down underneath the table. And then I would just have my eyes open, and I would always look at the shoes of whoever's walking next to me. So if I felt my thumb get tapped, I would just, you know, look at the shoes of whoever it was. And then when I stood up, I would look at the shoes of the kid standing in front of the class. And it was almost foolproof. It worked too well every single time. Nobody ever caught on, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one cheating like that. But it was, I felt like really smart when I did that as a kid. I felt like I was the smartest fucking kid in the class. because nobody ever said anything. It was very funny to me at the time. I was like, yeah, I'm so clever. I can reroll that though. Yeah, well, I kind of want to see what's inside these chests as well. So, sorry. Ah, fuck you. Sorry, but like I would always do that, you know. I don't know why I felt compelled to always cheat during 7-Up, but I kind of like didn't like it as a game. Even as a kid, I was like, this game is stupid. Like, it's just a way for us to pass time. Kids, I guess, you know, even as a kid, to an extent, I wasn't separate from the whole, but, you know, as a kid, I understood, like, okay, they just want us to, like, you know, be preoccupied. The teacher just wants to, like, sit around, do nothing for a while. And, you know, it's a good way to keep the kids quiet as well, because kids aren't gonna be screaming shit like you would normally expect them to. So it's a good way for the teacher to just get some peace and quiet and the kids to have something to do. I understand why, right? They did it. I understand why it was a game that was played. I understand the concept and why it was done. But even as a kid, I realized it was a silly, stupid-ass game. It didn't make any sense. So what, like, you're just teaching kids to gamble? Oh, you have a 1 in 4 chance of figuring out who it was that tapped your thumb, and if you did it right, you get to move around a little bit, otherwise you just sit in a chair. Hooray. Man, I really was like a little, like, I feel like in a parallel timeline, I would have been like the kind of kid that gets obsessed with like going on Reddit and like feeling like I'm superior and smarter to everyone. Because I was that type of kid. I understand completely why I was bullied in elementary school. Like, I understand. I was like a fucking obnoxious kid. So I'm very glad that that is not something that, you know, carried on into my later life. I just somehow grew out of it. Maybe by virtue of being on the internet. Maybe that was what caused it, right? Who knows? But I'm very glad that it stopped. I stopped being so obnoxious. Now, this is where you say, what do you mean stopped? What do you mean stopped being obnoxious? You're still obnoxious. You're a YouTuber that fucking talks trash about shit he doesn't understand all the time. Yeah, okay, like, look, that's a good joke. +2 on your end. D8? I'm actually tempted, not gonna lie. Fuck it. A massive range down, a massive speed down, but damage in tiers way up is huge news because that's like just an insane damage increase. The tier rate especially because that means my chalky milk tap firing is gonna be way larger, and that way I do way more damage. I can't believe I'm actually getting some mileage out of the damn dice bag for once. I usually hate the dice bag, I usually think it's not that good, but I'm actually getting some damn mileage out of it. And now I'm like, do I want to use it again? Do I want a D8 again? I got good tiers and damage modifiers. I don't think I do, man. The tier rate was the thing that was suffering the most previously, so I'm very happy with what I got right now, man. What about the item room? I have an ED6, I should reroll. Oh my god! In case you didn't get enough tier splitting yet, we get some more, baby. I forget already what D7 does. Restarts the room for more room clear rewards. Okay, so nothing happens here. I will always forget what it does. My ass will, until the day I die, I will never remember what the D7 does in Isaac. You could kidnap me and hold a gun to my head. I would not be able to tell you what the D7 does in this game. With confidence. It is simply not possible. I'm not gonna say I refuse to believe that there are people that can tell you what the D7 does, because, well, there's people with too much free time. But I am not one of those people, which is contradictory to what I've said previously mere minutes ago, but that aside, okay? Let's put that aside. Let's fight Mom. Let's have a good time. She should just melt, like, very quickly. Yeah, pretty fast. Holy shit. Eventually the damage just kind of, like, picked up and went off like a cliff or something. That was crazy. I already have both key pieces, so I might as well check what's in here. Wow, it's trash! No, but that was the only time I ever cheated at anything in school. I never cheated during an exam, ever. I never had a need to, really. Even the exams I did fucking poorly in, which wasn't commonly. Not to brag or anything. I think this is like a genuine thing. I'm not saying this as like a braggadocious thing, because my life has gone off the cliff since then, right? That's like metaphorically anyway. Like, I would argue I was like the key example of a quote-unquote gifted child in school. As in, like, throughout my entire school life, up until I graduated high school, basically. I never had to study for anything. Barely ever. Like, I only had to study for, like, my final exams before graduating, and that was it. I almost never had to study before that. It was a very rare occurrence for me to have to do that. I usually just got everything immediately from class. I usually finished my homework in class already. If it, like, you know, a lot of, especially subjects like math, the way the class would go is that the teacher would tell us or teach us about a certain aspect, certain thing in math, and then just have a bunch of exercises from the exercise book. Where she's like, hey, here you go, just do these exercises. Whatever you can't finish now, you got to do at home. And then we'll talk about them next lesson, right? So I would usually always just finish my homework in class, already and stuff like that. So like, you know, a lot of my free time when I was a kid was spent not having to study. And even though they even had like a little workshop where they were like, here's how you can learn how to study well, I never really learned how to study well. And it really came back to fuck me over when I got to university, because at that point, no matter how gifted you were, you kinda gotta study. Especially when you're lazy like me and you now have been granted the freedom of not having to attend every class. You can just kinda, especially when you study computer science, you can just kinda get all the information you need from the class because, well, whether you take a 45-minute drive, like at 8 in the morning, and sit down in a class or like a big auditorium for 1.5 hours to have a professor read out a PowerPoint presentation to you, or whether you read that PowerPoint presentation yourself, that's something I've realized even before remote learning became a thing with COVID, right? COVID just kind of normalized the fact that the profs realized, wait a minute, I can just do my job from home, I can just record a video of me reading out the PowerPoint presentation, and that's the best of both worlds, right? Since then, a lot of professors have gone back to only doing in-person lessons still, which kind of pisses me off a little bit. But that aside, right? It's still just so much information that you have to study over the course of a couple of months only, instead of a whole year. Or like, you know, like, it is, like, exams are much more important. It's much more stuff to just go through in university. That really came back to bite me. I still have not failed an exam in university, mind you, but the grades have certainly dropped. The grades have certainly gotten worse. I don't know what the equivalent is, but you know, I don't know what, like, how the GPA works in the US, because that's probably the closest comparison I could draw. Like, how does a GPA work in the US? Is a low number better or a high number better? Because the way grades work here is the lower the better. Like, a 1 is the best grade you can get, and a 6 is the worst you can get. So a 1 would be equivalent to an A, and then, like, it's weird because in the US you have letter grades, but then also a GPA, which is still a number, and, like, your grades kind of work in percentages or something like that. Like, you know, an A is, like, anything above 90% or some shit. I don't know. Let it be known. My average grade when I graduated was had a 1 at the front. It was a 1.9. Now, that's not an amazing grade. However, at our graduation ceremony, the principal, who, you know, had a little speech, had every student that had a 1 point something grade come up on stage and shouted them out, and I got to be part of that crowd. Part of, like, the, I don't know, like, 20-something hyper nerds in the year that got such a good grade. And to this day, that's gonna be one of my fondest memories, okay? I got to have that. I got to have that. I barely scraped by, and if I had actually ever studied in school, I'm sure I could have been like a fucking 1.0 hyper, you know, super good student, instead of just settling for just above average. But yeah, you know, it's funny how that's just like what my school life always was. I'm sure there's people that can maybe relate to it. I don't know, right? Another luck up out of this herb? I mean, I might as well, right? What a way to fall from grace, right? Going from being a very promising student with good grades and looking at a great career to, well, not really failing university, but certainly going a few semesters without really doing anything productive, and now being like, well, I have almost finished my bachelor's degree, but man, it's being a slog. I'm taking the scenic route. I'm like fucking 2 years behind on when I should have finished my bachelor's already, right? It's crazy, man. It's like, it's what not being challenged in school does to you, I guess, right? I was never really challenged in school too much, and it led me down this path where now I'm like, well, I don't really know how to study well. I don't really know how to, like, you know, how to appreciate academics or anything like that. I only really want to do shit that interests me, and if there's anything, like, any remote aspect of something that doesn't interest me completely, I'm out of there. I'm mentally checked out of it, right? That's how it worked for me in school a lot of the time. Obviously, there were subjects I was better at than others, but yeah, you know, I was never completely mentally checked out of anything. Because at the end of the day, I kind of had to be there, but now I don't have to be there, but I kind of do have to be there. Like, this is the fucked up thing, right? If you want to get a job anywhere nowadays, you have to have a degree, and also somehow have 10 years of experience for an entry-level position, but that's a completely different story. But yeah, like, you have to have a degree, or you can't even get hired anywhere. Like, you need a degree just to work at fucking McDonald's or shit like that nowadays. There's the labor force in the younger generations is becoming too skilled. We're too well educated. Nobody wants to do the shit jobs anymore, so that's left with the old people, and once they all retire, nobody's doing the shit jobs anymore. But instead of replacing the shitty jobs with robots, we're replacing the cool jobs with robots, like artists and shit like that. What's wrong with us? Why are trades not being taught in schools? Or at least not in enough schools? You know, why didn't we have like a woodworking class or something like that in our school? I mean, I guess it's because I went to the, you know, the higher tier German high schools that prepare you for university more or something like that, so you only really attend these schools if you intend to go to university anyway, but you don't know that when you're fucking 10 years old and you switch from elementary school. Like, you don't know what you want to do later in life. No fucking 10-year-olds got their life figured out. I'm 24 and I don't have my life figured out. It's crazy. You have to make the decision as to exactly what you want to study. Like, they ask you and shit like that. By the time you're fucking 10 or 12 years old. Like, what the hell, man? That's way too much pressure to put onto a child. Well, not even pressure. It's just like a child wouldn't know that, right? So much shit can happen in your life that just forces you down a different path anyway. It's messed up. It's a D1. I mean, that's an extra chest. I can't complain about that. Especially if said chest is free. I don't think I want Mom's Knife here. Because that's gonna ruin my Chalky Milk, my Haemolacria, and my Cricket's Body. It's gonna do a shit ton of damage, but it's gonna ruin all 3 of those, and I don't want to have anything to do with that. So, do I want the Void? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Here's what I'll do. Void to 2 of those. There you go. I think I voided Shade as well for stats. I did. Let's go. Would you look at that? And an ED6. Hey, spawn a chest in this room, will you? I have 7 luck. It's possible. You could do it. Be awesome. Be pretty cool if you did. Let's go. Ah, fuck bum friend. Oh, cool. Hey, another book. What are you? Dry Baby! My first conjoined piece. Of many, perhaps. See you later. More damage and tears. I can't complain. Might as well do that, though. Let's fight the lamb real quick while we're here. Look at that. I'm tearing them apart. As soon as those Mucormycosis tears blow up, it's over for you. Like, those Mucormycosis tears are where the damage really lies in this run. Ah, come on. That beam lasted for a split second longer than it should have. Hey, couldn't have given me a D6 for that room as well? That would have been pretty nice. This one will do, though. Unless this is good. Hello there. Well, it does slow down my frame rate a little bit, by about 10%. So, that's good. I like that. I like when that happens, because that's funny. But holy shit, the damage improved so much with that. Oh my god. I'm all for it. Toxic Shock is useful, as always. Magician card me. Whoops, that's the D12. Magician card me, please. That's what I would like to do. Just for the homing. Oh my god, it looks so cool. And it does so much damage, bro. What the fuck? Why is this doing so much damage all of a sudden? Technology took this to level, like, 800. What the fuck, dude? Oh yeah, I fucking Anima stole it as well. That's cool. The angels are just getting annihilated. As soon as my tears contact anything, look at the chunk in them. Oh my god. Let's charge up like a full shot. Just one for good measure for the second phase here. Don't you mind? Boom! And there you go. You got a nuke down, buddy. Holy crap. It's so over for him. Holy shit. That was an insane build. And no void means no more run. It is over. Just like that. You got to listen to my sob story. You got to watch Isaac if you actually watch. If not, then more power to it. Have a good night, because I know you're probably falling asleep right now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye.